resume our session. Running instances. Start it. So Python, this topic which is started in last session, so probably very less has been covered. Let me brush it up quickly. It's been 3-4 days. You just stopped here. You stopped here. 3 slides we just went, nothing more. So what is Python? It's an just a brush up for 5 minutes because it's been almost 3 days. Just really brush up, and people who didn't listen, please listen. Python is a general purpose, interpretive, interactive, or whatever, object-oriented, high-level programming language. The main thing is it is open source. It is an open source code, and it is more or less a scripting language which is similar to Perl, Ruby, and all. It's an open source programming language which is object-oriented as well, which means that which has OOPS concepts included in it as well. Okay, so why people are going with Python is it is open source, it is easy to learn, and if people with you have C or C++ knowledge, that is enough to kickstart off with Python. It is easy to learn. Okay, and if you don't have any programming knowledge also, it is fine. Still, it is easy to learn. Okay, and it doesn't have much boring syntaxes like every time you open a loop you have to open a brace, you have to close a brace every time, this brace should be aligned like this. This is not all the stuff which is present with Python, which doesn't have any open close braces at all. Okay, so it is easy, and it's used for a rapid development, and as it is open source, most of the tools which are newly built, like what do you say, some tools like Twister and OpenStack, and even AWS has extensive support to Python SDK. So that much it is in demand. Okay, and how do we write a small Python program and how do we run it? Okay, simple. And along with that, we'll see how we declare variables, and then we quickly jump to next concept. Okay, so to just write a sample Python program, we need hash not slash user slash bin slash Python. We are importing our Python library, and then simple Python, print whatever you want to. Just print is a statement used to print something. Okay, so print space whatever you want to print within the double quotes or a single quote. It considers both single and double quote as the same. When you declare variables, it considers both single and double quotes as a same. Okay, and an important thing, how do you save a Python file? It is saved with a .py extension. Okay, so after saving it with a .py extension, okay, you save it with a .py extension. Fine. So how are you going to run Python program? Python space the program name .py. Okay, so this is how you execute your program. Okay, so .ppk file, just to log into our session. Yes, hyphen user. Okay, good. Change settings, colors, Good. Pseudo hyphen switch to the keyboard. Okay. So hash not slash user slash bin slash Python. We have imported Python library and I asked it to print. So good. Put it aside. And now how are you going to add, give pass values to assign values to variables. So it is not that you're not going to say int counter is equals to 100 or float miles is equal to so and so or a string name or char name, whatever. You're not going to say it in that way. So it itself understands what is the variable type it has to assign. It itself automatically understands. We need not go ahead and say that, hey, this is this data type, this is this data type. But it understands by default. So I said counter is equals to 100. So it saves in its memory as int counter is equals to 100. Okay. So and miles is equals to 100, 1000 or 0.1 probably. It saves as a floating point. Okay. So this is how it saves it. And how we assign values to a variable. Okay. And how are we going to print it? Print, simple, print counter. It's not print $counter or value of counter or something, but it's just print counter. It should go ahead and print the value of counter. When you say print miles, it prints the value of miles. When you say print name, it prints the value of name. Okay, whatever it has. Okay. Let's see this. Escape colon Q. Okay, probably. So for people who didn't cover Linux basics, I'll take it up, but just as of now I'll just tell you only two things. First, how are you going to open a file? Vi space the file name dot its extension. Okay, if you have it already in your in your folder already, it is there, it will show you. It will open the existing file. If it's not there, this vi command creates a new file. Okay. When you come here, it is always in a read mode. When you do I, it comes to an insert mode. Okay. Just write some line. Escape, do an escape. Till that it will be an insert mode. Do escape, it will go out. Colon WQ not. Okay, and then do an enter. What is this WQ not is? Says that whatever changes you have made to your file, write and quit. Okay, if you say Q not, it says quit without saving its changes. Okay, you say escape Q not if at all you made some changes and you don't want to save it, right? Escape Q not. If at all you want to save the changes, right? Escape colon WQ or WQ not. Both are same. Okay. So let me run this file. Python space. This is how we run a file. Just add Python before the file name, followed by space. It says, okay, whatever it is. Hello, it's a first program to test Python and whatever 10 and 10.5 are the names which we have given, values which it has printed. A equals to 10 and B equals to 10.5. It has printed both of them, print A and B. Okay. So now there's only one more thing. So if at all you want to give input from command line, it's not that you are always giving it in a file, but you want to take it from command line at a runtime. See, I want to pass a string value to it whenever a program is running. Let's say like here. See, I wanted a value of C, and I'm saying raw underscore input enter name to be printed. Now this line gets executed and it prints this enter name to be printed, and it waits for us to type a name. As soon as we type a name, that value is assigned to C. Okay, and when now I print C, whatever value I assigned to C should be printed out. This is used whenever we need to give inputs at runtime. Okay, colon Q. Not, I didn't do any changes. Said enter name to be printed. I said Python. Just printed Python. Whatever I gave. Okay. So if I wanted to take some, some space or something, some space or something could be given, it will take it up. Okay. So now we'll quickly resume back. So we are in data types. So what is a data type? So every data which we are giving it as an input, let's say here I have numbers. This is an integer, this is a floating point, this is string, that's what I'm saying, right? So these are data types of a variable. Okay, so now what are the data types which we have? Python standard data types which we have. Okay, numbers, strings, list, tuple, and dictionary. Numbers and strings, the same the way in any other programming language. Okay, we explained. But lists, tuples, and dictionaries are three data types specific to Python. These three are both three are almost similar, but three will be used in three different scenarios. That is that is what makes it more special actually. So let's see, quickly jump in and see what are these data types, and how can we use them, and at what time we'll use which data type. Okay, let's see. So numbers. So number data types can be stored in a numerical values. That is what it's saying. So how are you going to create objects and store and assign value to them? var1 is equals to 1, or num1 is equals to 1, num10 is equals to 100. The same way, it's just an assigning one. Okay, so if you're going to delete multiple variables, you can just go ahead and delete it with reference. Variable 1 of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, n. So it goes on and deleting it by a reference. Okay. So we have different number functions. Quickly jump in, see each number function, and just we'll go ahead. Let me explain, then go ahead. Okay. So we have max, acos, square root, floor, and comparison. These are few number functions. So from the name we can understand what is max doing. Max is used to print maximum of a number between the set of numbers you have specified within the round braces. Okay, so you said, I said max of, leave it, max of 80, 100 and 1000. So max of 80, 100 and 1000 is what? It is 1000. So it even helps us to find the maximum number. Even we include a negative integer as well. It's not only set of positive integers, but also even when we include a negative integer as well, it helps us to find out what is the maximum of a number. Okay. And this line specifically, before we are writing any of the number functions, we need to import math. If you are importing math, okay, so we say that we are importing a math library which has nothing but this library has default functions. Max functions already written in it, and mat.ceil function is already written in it, square root function is already written in it. Okay, so it goes ahead and imports it. Okay, if it is not imported, it will not know from where to fetch this maximum function, because it is nowhere written. It is, if it is only written in the library module. If at all we are not including the math library module, what happens is it will not know where to fetch data. From where this max function is written. It is nothing but a set of functions included in one file and imported all together. Whenever we are calling that function, it goes ahead and passes values to that function and tries to execute it as simple as possible. Okay, so now math. So how are we going to deal with it? Vi p2.py. A new one, p2.py is not there. I'll do a list to list all the files. See, p2.py is not there. It's a new file which is open. I'll go ahead to insert mode. I is in capital, that's the reason why it threw an error. I should be a small letter. Okay, so I said so what is the program that I have written? Said import math module. After that I said find what is the value of C. C is nothing but the value of maximum of 10, 30 and 50. I've used just the math function and said maximum of 10, 30, 50. That value is assigned to C and print C. So what should C print? So C values, it checks, is 10 greater than 30? No. Okay. So is 30 greater than 50? No. Okay. 50 greater than 10? Yes. 50 greater than 30? Yes. So now it goes ahead and prints 50. Okay. So printed C. So C value is 50. So when I go ahead and print C, it will print 50. Okay. So why I just showed you is, this is you might think what this big line is all about. So it is print. This is a statement which I wanted to print. Whatever I've enclosed within the double quotes is nothing but a statement which I wanted to print, comma, what value, what is actually the output which I wanted to print. I wanted to print the output which is coming as a result of this max function. So that I have written here and printed it out. For a simple understanding, it is like this. Okay. So it went ahead and printed 80, 100 and 1000. It is printed 1000. To 20, 100, 40, 400, it is printed 400. So this is something in common which needs to be printed. Till here it is printed till colon space. Okay. What is the output it should print? The maximum of this function, and the next the maximum of this function. That's printed it successfully. Okay. We have printed maximum. Now we have, okay, square root and math.ceil is nothing but it is used to round up a number to a nearest integer. Okay, 100.72. It is something above 0.50 will be rounded off to the next nearest integer. So 0.72, it should be rounded off to next nearest integer, that is 1. It is 100.72, which should be 101. Okay. The same will be printed and output as well. Just copying it, I think the same. Print math.ceil, okay, of 100.72. Okay, so math.ceil of 100.72, math.square root of 100. Okay, so now let's see what output it is going to print. So ceil of 100.72 is, that is rounded off number is 101. Okay, good. And square root of 100 is 10. Good. So we have few more functions. If you want to try it out with some other number, you can just go ahead and just go with something like this. 3, 2. And better option. See? What? Yes. Didn't print. So it's of printing it. Okay. So mathematical functions. We'll quickly go with strings as well. So what is string? Okay. So nothing but it is some data which is not numerical. Okay. It's called as strings. Any words, anything will be called as a string. Okay. It's a line. Could be a line. It could be a single word even. Okay. So Python treats both single and double quotes in the same way. Okay, I told you it treats both double and single quotes in the same way. Okay, so how are you going to assign a value to a string? So some value included between a pair of quotes, it could be a single or a double quotes, is treated as a string. So if it is number where 1 is equals to 10 directly, we are not giving any strings. This is how it differentiates actually. But where 1 is equals to within double quotes or within single quotes, hello world or Python programming or whatever you want to give. Okay, so it now takes it as a string. Okay, it takes it as a string and saves it in its database. Okay, so after that, how are we going to print it? Okay, so normally print where 1 prints everything. Let's see. I'll try the new one. Sorry. See, it went ahead and printed what is the value that I've assigned to C, new file. So it went ahead and printed new file. Okay. So but I don't want to print all the values whichever I'm giving inside this string. So but I want to pull only few set of characters and print it. Okay. So how many characters do we have? NEW. Okay, 3, 4, 1 space, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters we have. So if I wanted, when I say print h1, it takes all the values from 1 to 8 and prints it out. But if you don't want it to do something like that, okay. Print so what am I saying here? Print s1 of 2 and substring s1 print 4 to 7. This is the entire string. What is s1 of 2? Starts with 0, as you all know. Any string starts with 0. 0, 1, 2. Second one is W. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we asked it to print from 4 to 7. So it went ahead and printed FIL. Okay. So 4, 5, 6 will be printed, not the last one. Okay. So if you want to print only a set of few characters, not everything in a string, this is how we print them. Okay. So you can try it out with different examples and different numbers and combinations. You can try it out. Okay. And string also has few set of functions. So what are they? Capitalize, is digit, lower, else strip. Okay. Very simple. Let me explain. Just go ahead quickly. So capitalize. What is capitalize used to? If at all you're writing a string and you have written some strings, and but when you wanted to print it out, you want to make sure that each and every first letter or is something is no each and every first letter of your string should be made, should be printed out in a capital letter. Okay. You wanted to print out in a capital letter, go ahead and use capitalize function, which will convert the first letter of a string into a capital and print it. Okay. And is digit. So if at all your string could be a set of numbers as well, numeric values as well. If you want to know whether your string is containing numbers or any characters, how we would differentiate. Is digit is used to identify it. If at all it has a set of numbers, it goes ahead and prints true, or else it gives an output of false. Okay. All uppercase letters which are inside a string into lowercase. Everything you want, whatever you gave in, you want to ulta the uppercase from uppercase letters in a string to lowercase. So you go ahead and convert all the uppercase letters into a lowercase letter using lower of something. Okay, L strip. L strip is a different one. So it is used to remove any leading. So your letter is new string. So between new and between string there is a gap. Okay, so similarly before new, if you have some gap, okay, before new you have some gap. If new to string, that is a gap which is between the string, which should be there. But before new, before you write n only, by you have some gap, okay, or some data you're trying to fetch, okay, from a file. So when you're trying to fetch some data from a file, along with data, before it some special characters or some leading white spaces strain into your file. Okay, so but when you want to take actually an output of it, you want to remove all that special characters, a sort of a similar pattern, okay, or for all the white spaces, go ahead and do an L strip. It will remove all of it. Okay, we'll see how it does. I'll first write here and mention. Escape DD to delete a line completely. Go to insert mode and see what is there. String. Okay. So what am I trying to do now is I've taken a string str. Okay. This is a string example wow. Okay. So first case T is not capital. Okay. So I've taken it out and sent it to str dot capitalize of something. So you can ask me, you said max of numbers. So how is it actually taking the values? This str dot whatever you want to do, capitalize or lower or is digit or else strip. This is how. If you are naming it as str1, it would be str1 of something. Okay, you just change it and see. Okay, one. Leave it. We'll just try this. So now I went ahead and I'm trying, what am I trying to do? First one, we'll see scenario by scenario and then come back. First one only we'll see. str dot capitalize. This is a string wow. So actually what is the output, what is the input I have given? It is small t, this is string wow, but it has printed it with capital letter, right? Because I've used it with str dot capitalize. String 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll check, we are trying to check whether it is digit or not. If it is digit, it will print true or else it will print false. All the string function should end with a semicolon. Okay, let's add something here. str non-digit, just to identify. Okay. Right, and see what is it going to do. See, if first one, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it is all numbers. It went ahead and printed true. Okay. So for a non-digit string, we have added two variables. Okay. Sorry, two characters in it. So now it is not a string. It is not, the string is not totally a integer. Even though it has integers, it is not totally an integer. That is the reason it is printed a false to it. Okay. So now this is string example wow is totally written in uppercase. I want to go ahead and print it in lowercase. Okay. So you have, this is string example which is in lowercase. I'll just try to differentiate it. Printing escape view. So okay. We have another two patterns also, just see and we'll go back. Okay. So I said L strip used to remove the trailing white spaces or any characters. Okay. So for this string I have a lot of white spaces. Okay, here in the beginning. So str.L strip of nothing, it's blank, means it goes ahead and removes the white spaces. Okay. So but in this scenario I have 8. Okay, all the 8 in beginning of this. Okay, let's see what is it going to print now. Okay, we'll again go ahead and remove white spaces. Okay, last one we are able to identify. Okay, so now printing to lowercase, it is printed the total uppercase into a lowercase one. See the program once. See, it is saying that this string is example. Okay, printing to lowercase. It went ahead and let's see output. It went ahead and it has printed the output as printing to lowercase. This is string example. Wow. Okay, and we have tried to remove all the white spaces, removing white spaces, and it has removed the white spaces. This space we have given it after the colon one space, that is here, that's this. Apart from that, it has removed all the white spaces and printed it. Now there are a set of 8. We wanted to remove this 8. It went ahead and removed all the 8 in the string which are there in the beginning but not in the end. It removes a set of leading white spaces. Okay, so whatever spaces or in characters or integers or special characters, whatever you have, whatever you ask it to remove it, which are in front of the string, will be removed. Okay, so all the 8s which are there in front of the string are removed and printed back. Okay, so this is about string functions. Clear so far or any doubts? Okay, chalo, good. So coming to lists. Okay, told you lists, tuples and dictionaries. Three are new data types in Python. Okay. So what is a list? What is a tuple? What is a dictionary? List and tuple looks the same, exactly the same. Okay, both are same. They have one major difference among both of them. How do we write a list? Some values, it could be whatever value you want to assign to a list, it will be, it could be it could be numbers, it could be strings, it could be characters, all combined together. Okay, it doesn't have a data type, it accepts all data types to be within one list. Okay, so in a list you can have strings, floating point, integer, characters, everything can be included. Only difference is, if at all it is a string or a character, you have to enclose it between a single or a double quotes, and every value inside a string, inside a list, should be separated by a comma. That's it. Separated by a comma. See, then whatever you want to, it's a character, you can include it, it's a string, you can include it, whatever you want to include it. Okay, the same with tuples also. This is enclosed within a square braces. See, tuples are also the same, which are enclosed between a round braces. Okay, so what is the difference among both of them is what we want to know. It's not, I just showed you the way in which we represent it. So the main difference between lists and tuples are immutable. Lists are mutable and tuples are immutable, which means that whatever value you assign to a tuple cannot be changed. Okay, so if you have 10, 5, 20, 55, you can't come ahead and add another value 60, or you can't come ahead and go replace 10 with 20 or something. But if you want to change a tuple, it should be changed as a whole. Okay, it will not be changed with a single character addition or deletion or replacement. But these all operations could be done on lists, which means that lists are immutable, which means that which can be changed during runtime. But tuples are some set of values which should not be changed during runtime. If you want to have some set of data which should never be altered by the program, or which should never be altered in runtime, we use tuples there. Or some data which should be added, which should get appended, or which should get added, or which should get changed during runtime, use lists. Okay, and we have a third data type, tuples. Dictionaries is what I said. Dictionary is totally a different concept. We'll first complete lists and tuples and go ahead and see what is a dictionary. Okay, so first lists. Lists are most versatile data types available in Python, which can be written as a list of comma separated values or items between a square brackets. Okay, it need not have all same data type. Okay, so you have some set of lists, list 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you want to print list 1, when I say print list 1, prints physics, chemistry, 1997 and 2000. But the 0, 1, 2, and 3 is a value. Okay, the way in which a string considers it 0, it's a separate string, how it counts it, the same way list also counts everything before a comma into one value, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, fine. If you don't want to print everything, but you want to print only a second value, list 1 of 2. You want to print from 2 to 5, list 1 of 2, 2 colon 5. Now, the same way which we did with strings. Okay, so this is one list which we are taking as an example. Okay, and when I'm trying to print list 1 of 0, it should go ahead and print physics. 1 to 5, it should print 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what it is supposed to print. Okay, let's see, is it printing it properly or not. It should print. Okay, I've given some values to list and I'm trying to print it. So p4.py. Print list 1. I want to print everything. Print list 2. In first scenario, it has printed the list 1 completely, list 2 completely, because I didn't say what all values it should print. Now go ahead and I wanted to print from list 1, I wanted to print a 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 0 means it has printed physics. From list 2, I wanted to print 1 to 5. 0, 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is printed it till here. Okay, that's it. So it has printed from 1 to 5. Okay. So the same way in which numbers and strings also have functions, list also do have some functions. See, it is used to find length of list, length used to find length of list, max used to find the maximum value of a list, list dot extend. Okay, it is used to add or concatenate two lists together. List A has some values, list B has some values. Now you can extend both the lists together. Okay, and list dot reversal, it tries to reverse the list. Okay, let's go ahead and see. List 1, list 2. Okay, you can, this is how you can declare it side by side as well, not in a list line, but we can give separate it with a comma and declare it in the same line. Okay, so I said print first list length of list 1. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. It should print 3. Okay, and print second list length. It when you go and count this 2 and print value of length. Okay, we'll see part by part together. Okay, so first list length 3 and second list length 2. Okay, the same we had. First list length is 1, 2, 3 and second list is 1, 2. Okay, it is printed correctly. So now let's see. List 1 is again something new value which we have given, and list 2 is some new value which we have given. And if I want to print maximum of list 1 and maximum of list 2, this is interesting. Let's see. Not typing it because it's a waste of time actually. Chalo. Looks a bit clumsy, no? It's better. This is list 1, list 2. Okay. So max value of list 1 and max value of list 2. First we'll print list 1 and then list 2 and then decide. Print list 1 . So what is list 1? 1, 2, 3, XYZ, Zara, ABC. 4, 5, 6, 700, 200. So first let's see max value of the second string, 456, 700, 200. So among which 700 is the greatest, it is printed. But this list is a combination of what? It's a combination of numbers and some characters or strings. Okay. So how does it come to a determination that Zara is the highest one? Okay. So in case of alphabets, it goes ahead and carries, we have a mnemonic code. For every character, we have a mnemonic code. A has one value, capital A has one value, right? We know that there is a mnemonic code. So it goes ahead and takes a mnemonic code and calculates the value based on adding the mnemonic code. Let's say for Z, capital Z value is 90, it goes ahead and adding 90. If A it is 63, it goes ahead and adding 63. For R it is something else, it adds that as well, and together it finds out what is it. Okay. And another one is extend list. We'll see these two patterns and quickly wind up. Okay. So list A is something and B is something. How are we writing? Extend list of B. A list dot extend list of B list means for the print A list and add B list to A list and print it out. Okay. Simple from the program we'll do it. List 1. It was not taking anything. So now A list dot extend of list 2, list 1 dot extend of list 2, and I'm printing list 1. So now it is adding list 2 values to list 1. So that is the reason when I'm printing list 1, it prints both list 1 and list 2 together. It's added value of list 2 to list 1. Okay. So now let's go ahead and print a reverse of this. I'll do whatever I have here. So it is printed reverse of the string. Okay, reverse of this list. 200, 700, 456, exactly it did a reverse and printed it. But list 1 is already changed. Okay, list 1 has already been appended with value of list 2. Okay, that's the reason list 1 means we are getting the entire full list. Okay, so this is all about list. So then now next class we'll quickly start with tuples, dictionaries, and we'll quickly go ahead with loops as well. Okay. So any doubts you can just uh, quickly ask, or else we are done with the session. See you tomorrow then.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how do we run Python and Putty?
Python?
Yeah,
I mean, how do we install Python?
no, I mean everything, the command prompt and everything. How did you get it on Putty? I mean, you need a
Okay.
login credentials, right? Where do we get the login credentials?
From for putty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, we have to change we'll get a .ppk file, right? We have to generate it to a .pem file. Right? We need to generate it to a .ppk actually. It should be done using a putty gen. So I'll cover it in I mean, probably I have covered it in a session earlier, but I mean, sure I'll be telling you about the backup session, and next session I'll be covering that part first. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
It's very sim. Okay, most of them have left. Okay, fine. Chalo. Uh, See you all tomorrow then.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all. Bye.